Hi everybody, and welcome to this bonus live stream. I never do 3 in a day, but here's the third one in a day. Well, I probably have done 3 in a day, but it's very rare. So welcome. Of course, I would only do an extra live stream if there was something big to talk about. Obviously, we've been covering Pulsechain on this channel very regularly, and so we're going to check out what happened today. We've just got recently some huge tweets from Richard Hart on about the Pulsechain. Obviously, that's going to be pretty epic. So I couldn't miss it. Alex K, our moderator, 2 a.m. here in the morning. Wow, that's the dedication. What time is it here? I can't miss this, says Alex. Absolutely. Welcome, Alex. I was almost going to talk to you on Telegram, but I couldn't miss out this opportunity because I'm going to go to sleep soon in a couple hours. And who knows, the launch of our Pulsechain could happen while I'm asleep. Can you imagine it? That's going to be terrible. Anyway, it's the first day if it is, so it'll be cool. So if I wake up tomorrow morning and Pulsechain is launched, it'll be an exciting time for everybody, and it's going to be a huge opportunity. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Let me just get into obviously the main contents. Let's go check out the tweets that Richard has put out. It's a lot of information, a lot to eat up. So let's enjoy it for sure. Hilla Tech, first of all, is in the chat. Hey, Hilla Tech, good to see you. And I hope so too as well. So it's going to be awesome stuff. Let's get straight into it, and let's read through these. And I'm going to have a quick look. Let's go. So the first one we've got here 6 hours ago. That's how long ago it was, of course. I've been doing other live streams and stuff before that. So here we are. This is a draft from Richard. I'm sure this will generate millions of questions. And I know that, of course, Pulsechain voice chat on Telegram went through the roof. So that probably did. That's good. It's helped refine the explanation. Earlier and larger sacrifices get more points. That's what I've been saying since the beginning, since Richard has announced it on a previous video. Earlier and larger sacrifices get more points. So the first 3 days get the same rate. So let's click on this chart. This is the first time. There we are. We've got the chart, folks, here. We've got the dollars, US dollars down on the left-hand side, and we've got the day of the sacrifice there. So that's 17 days, folks. So 14 plus 3. Let's check it out. So rate per 10,000 sacrifice points. So for the dollar, so dollar to 10,000 sacrifice points, and it goes up over time. Awesome stuff there. I hope you guys can understand that. So there we are, folks. It's really every day it's going to be flat at $1 for 10,000. Then it's going to get less and less and less. You're going to have to pay more to get those 10,000 points over time. So hopefully that shows that there. Let's have a quick look here. The first 3 days get the same rate. So there you can see day 1, 2, and 3. The rate increases 5% per day, and you can see that going up there, 5% per day on this ledger here on the left US dollar side. And earlier is better for the remaining 14 days. So 17 days it ends up being pretty cool on that. So that's pretty much it on that chart. That's a pretty big one. You can see that in the thumbnail, of course. So check that out. Let's quickly check some of the comments there. Cosmos, Gemini, hey, member of this channel, great to see you. The latest member, number 10. So it's good to see you, Gemini, in the chat. Need this. Thanks for your time. Hey, much appreciated. And also appreciate the support. Let's quickly go to the next one that we had. So we had email airdrop at send. So this is slightly different. It's a special part of the sacrifice. Email airdrop sends org now. So let's jump on this tweet. And we can see email airdrop at sends.org now. If you're going to sacrifice to them, you might get a tax write-off. So that's for that one. Sacrifices to sends.org get 75% of the points that otherwise get and might be tax deductible for you. All right. So once the sacrifice phase is over, the total sacrifice points for each sacrifice's address points are totaled up across all the supported chains and the sends.org report. This creates a list of sacrifices ranked by total points from largest to smallest. So if you want to enter that, you can check that out. Sacrifices to send.org get 75% of the points that otherwise get. Okay, so you're really helping support the Sends Foundation, and it also might be tax deductible for you in your jurisdiction. So you'll have to find out. Obviously, no tax advice here, but that's a special part of the sacrifice. If you're going to enter the main one, of course, you just sacrifice the amounts that you're going to sacrifice. So pretty cool. Let's go to the next tweet. All right, so 1.x, let's click on this one here, and we're going to go through this quickly. So we've got here 1x to 2.5x linear bonus curve ordered by sacrifices point volume. So this is about the volume amount that you're going to enter in USDC. Larger is better. As we say, earlier is better, larger is better. So that first chart was earlier is better, and now we're looking at larger is better. So those two components are what's key. So let's have a quick look at that. Just a moment, get back in it, make sure I'm not missing anything in the chat. All right, so that's cool. So imagine a volume bonus multiplier. So this is the larger is better, earlier is better. We just looked at that previous chart, earlier is better. This is larger is better. Just want to make that clear. It looks like I'd almost repeated myself there, which I did. Imagine that each sacrifice point grows legs. Puts on a shirt with his sacrifice's address on it and lines up in a big line out in front of an auditorium. Hey, I've used the auditorium for market supply and demand and prices, so that's pretty hilarious. The largest sacrifices points line up first, then the second largest. That's in terms of the US dollar sacrifice that you're making. Of course, the second largest. They file in and fill up the rows from the front to the back. So all the big sacrifice amounts are in the front, and then the smaller amounts are in the back. Now an attendant comes in and starts handing out bonus cards. He goes down the rows in the same order they entered. Obviously, the big ones, the big sacrifices, and then back to the smaller ones, and hands everyone a card. When he's done, they see that the first card handed out is 2.5x. So it's obviously going to the very biggest bidder. Obviously, the biggest guy with the biggest legs and shirt, I guess, is the start of the analogy. So that's how it rolls. Every card he handed out after that was worth ever so slightly less. And so until he got to the very back, obviously the smallest bidder, where the last card was just barely more than 1x, or 1x times the US dollar amount that you put in at that time. So the difference between each card and the next is always the same. So it's a linear adjustment between 1 and 2.5. Now all the points stand up and head to the changing rooms in the same order they entered the auditorium. The first point enters and out comes 2.5 points. That's obviously the biggest one, the biggest sacrifice, all wearing the same sacrifice's address on their shirt. What does a half point look like, you say? Fun sized is the answer. Ha ha ha. So hilarious, that one. This continues until every sacrifice's points have all gotten the bonus they deserve. In math speak, it's a linear bonding curve from 1 to 2.5. So you can imagine there's going to be lots of little, imagine one line. It's going to be, everyone's ranked by basically their size of their contribution, their sacrifice. So that's it. The top guy's coins took up the most space and in the best location, and the next guy's points took up the second most space in the second best location, and so forth. If someone adds to their sacrifice overall, so this is happening after you do. So if you want to do another sacrifice, you're adding to your original one. So you go on the sacrifice a couple of times, then it will. This is what this is just talking about. If someone adds to their sacrifice, overtaking you before the end, your sacrifice down the bonus ranking. This is how days 1 to 14 works. Okay, the first 14 days. Days 15, 16, 17 have the worst rates and get a flat bonus of only 1.25x, it says here. So that's what's got there. So that's regarding the bigger pays better, so forth. So let's quickly jump back. Oh, don't want to go too far there. Let me go back out of there. Right, so that's the larger pays better. So we already looked at earlier pays better with this chart. All right, so getting in the first day is better. After day 3, it gets more expensive by 5%. That's earlier pays better. And then we're looking at the second place. We go past the sends contribution. If you're going to do that's a special one, obviously. Then we're getting into a bigger pays better. So earlier pays better, bigger pays better. And then we're getting on to the next one here. So let's go check this out. Everyone's sacrifice, of course, so this is after doing that. Earlier pays better, bigger pays better. Everyone's sacrifice is publicly viewable during the period by checking the public balances of the sacrifice address list on each chain. The way you might know when you want to work in progress sacrifice some more to move up in the rankings. So that's pretty much it. If you want to move up in rankings, obviously the bigger pays better in a sense. The PLS supply increases with the amount sacrificed, all right? So the PLS supply increases with the amount sacrificed. And the more that's sacrificed, the more PLS supply there's going to be. But wait till there's a kicker at the end. So we're going to check that out. The sacrifice set can mint one free PLS per sacrifice point. And Ethereum holders get only one free. Ethereum holders get only one free PLS per ETH. Remember that. So that's why everyone's going to go into the sacrifice address to chase down all that PLS. And its value is deducted from their address after 30 days. So if you don't use it, you're going to lose it for the freemium there. A Genesis address. Now this is interesting. This is really cool information. A Genesis address gets 1% of total PLS supply at launch. I don't know what Alex thinks of that. That's pretty interesting. It will not benefit you and may waste the coins in any way it wishes. So that's interesting. And obviously something like the Origin wallet, we'll see how that plays out. If the total supply isn't 10,000x higher than Ethereum's supply, right, which we know is, or we know that as, was it 1.1? Oh, I just can't remember now, actually. So let's go check Ethereum supply just while I'm here. It's always harder when you're in live stream trying to remember the numbers. Let's go in there. Come on, let's go. All right, let's check it out. This is pretty fun stuff, man. Seriously, it's crazy stuff. I love the way he talks about this stuff. All right, so let's go. Oh, what happened there? Ethereum supply. They've changed the format. So where we go? Circulating supply, 116 million. So that's the number there. So if it's not 10,000x that, which is going to be like 1.1 trillion or something, that's the case. So let's get going there. So if the total supply isn't 10,000x higher than the ETHs, then everybody will get upscaled. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! That's awesome. Bonus bonus coins pro rata to bring the total supply to 10,000. Sorry, 10,000 times ETH total supply. So up to that 1.1 trillion mark. That's pretty awesome. The US dollar value of sacrifices estimated using 30-minute, and I've said this in previous stuff because he actually said that at one time. 30-minute time-weighted average prices where convenient. All right, so some on those tokens like Hex, for example, will face that with the ERC20 stuff. An automated market maker ratio fixer contract will mint enough supply to create the PLS ratios as the first act on mainnet. So that's when mainnet goes live. So it's after the sacrifice period, as PLS will have a much higher supply than ETH, probably around 2.5% of the supply. Let's quickly go to the chat there. Got some comments there. Gertz is in the house there. Hey, morning, lads. Good to see you, Gertz. And do I get any free airdrops of Pulsechain? I got 125,000 Hex staked and 8,000 not staked. You'll get a copy of that on Pulsechain. It will be P-Hex staked and P-Hex liquid there. So you will. Jennifer Mahuru, good to see you. Yay, I made it. Yay! So good to see you. And I've just read out a lot of stuff there. So I might have a little, still one to go. We haven't finished. Richard Hart had a blitz, so we know we're getting super close now, super close to the sacrifice. Can I sacrifice more than once? You can, and we talked about that bonus and bigger pays better. You can increase yourself on that bigger pays better scale between 1x and 2.5x bonus on top of your points. 10,000 points per $1 starting off on day 1 to 3, and it goes up 5% after that. Meaning you get less, 5% less relatively. Alex K says, yes, you can sacrifice more than once and total size will be combined. I believe you are right. We read that out. Bigger pays better. Awesome stuff. Jennifer says, thanks, Alex. Alex is our awesome moderator. So we'll check that out. What 1% for the team is nothing compared to what most teams do. Yeah, that's true. It'll be interesting to see what they use it for, Alex. That's the thing. What are they going to use it for? Hey, because it's not like the Origin wallet was that big. So that's interesting. I'm trying to by that. Alex, yes, but I'm sure they will also participate in the sacrifice for more pulse. I believe so too, Alex. So I think you're right about that. Malcolm Hensley, another member. Yeah, another member supporter of this channel. Great to see you, Malcolm. Hi, mate. Back again for round 2. Just logged in. Hi, Alex. Says Malcolm. So good to see you as always. Now, obviously, round 2. We already done one Pulsechain update earlier today. But today this is a mega one. This is huge. I couldn't miss it and go to sleep because what happens if the launch happens while I'm asleep? It'll be all, this stuff will be old information by the time I get up. So I had to really do it now. So there we are. Hi, Alex, says Malcolm. Good to see you. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. Hope you guys are enjoying the Pulsechain stuff. We think there's going to be a big opportunity. And, of course, subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, of course. And if you want to consider supporting this channel as we go forward, hit that membership button. Much appreciated. Cheers. All right, let's get back into the commentary. We've got the final. I think there's the final one. Disclaimer, you must have no expectation of work of others. So remember, we talked about the Howie rule. That means that you can't expect any work of others, and therefore this won't be considered a security under the SEC US securities law. And so that's the way that goes. You sacrifice, just like the Hex raised did, and you expect nothing back. But of course, we are getting points, and then those points will be PLS tokens, something like that. So there we are. So let's have a quick look at the disclaimer. You are sacrificing to make a political statement. This is so good. I love this stuff. You're sacrificing to make a political statement that you believe blockchains are speech, and speech is protected human right. That's I'd like to see. Let them know in the chat what you think of this disclaimer. It's really quite funny. You have no expectation of profit from the work of others, and the set of people who have sacrificed to show their commitment to this political statement make a great set of people to airdrop free things to. The only thing we know to set to be airdrop for free is to this political group so far is Pulsechain PLS. So there we are. That's confirmation of the token there. If we hear about other cool things, what could that mean? We hear about other cool things, we'll let you know. Hint, hint. So that's pretty awesome. We also know there's going to be some secret source stuff that Richard's got planned. So we're looking forward to that big time. We just don't know what that is. This sacrifice points are not meant to have any monetary value. Okay, so remember when you're sacrificing, you expect nothing. So there we are. Remember that if you see words like price and credit here, you're not buying anything. The world is just noticing you amongst the group of people that sacrifice to make a political statement. Power to the people. Some countries tax their citizens when they receive things of value. All right. Pulsechain and all the coins on it are designed to start with no value, which is ideal. Consult your legal and financial professionals. Has nothing written here should be considered professional advice. So this is all pre-launch talk here. This is a flurry of information about the sacrifice. It's all pre-launch stuff. Like I say, if I go to sleep tonight, I could wake up and it's already launched. So there we are. So I had to get this out, and really exciting stuff there. And then I think the last one was here. Come to pulsechain.com. That's on Telegram, and get inside details early. Ignore any imposters or scammers that direct message you, which basically all direct messages. Don't fall for fake groups or fake websites. Wait till you hear me say things on live stream for confirmation. So remember that all the links are in the video description, but double check them, of course. We've got YouTube, Telegram, and obviously the website. Get into that. So pretty awesome stuff. And I think that was it. Then then everyone got onto the chat and we're going FOMO in there. So that's pretty cool. Now also here's actually is another one. So we'll do this update. I'll just check the chat first. Make sure I'm up to date there. Alex K says this upscaling bonus at the end there is actually quite big. I know. I agree with you, Alex. I'm very excited about that when I saw that. It's very unlikely sacrifice will match ETH market cap. I agree with that one. And even with all the other bonuses, agree. Thank you both for doing this for us. Hey, Jennifer, no problem. Most welcome. All right, let's go to this one. So the Sacrifice app supports the following chains right now. Okay, so we saw that earlier in the previous video that we did earlier today. We actually showed the UI, draft UI that we had. It was draft from a few weeks back, but that's basically what I had. So we've got AVAX chains going to be there. You can select from Bitcoin. You're going to be able to select from Bitcoin Cash, Cardano, Dogecoin, and obviously Ethereum, Litecoin, Monero, and Ripple. Zcash might be removed, so just take notice of that. So that's when you're obviously going to select a unique address. If it's non-Ethereum or ERC tokens, you'll be selecting and creating a unique address for you to sacrifice into. And that's the way that's going to work. If you're doing Ether or ERC20 sacrifice, then that's eligible. Then you're going to be that's going to go to the same common sacrifice address that everybody else will be sacrificing to. So that's the way that works. This list is probably not going to get any longer. Consider swapping to something like USD on ETH or Hex. So that's some recommendation for you if you're undecided of what to sacrifice. That's what he's saying. Consider swapping something to like USD on ETH or Hex. And that's basically how it's rolled. That's where we're up to, folks. And obviously, he's got actually another one here as well. 4 hours. I told you it was a flurry of tweets. USDC, that's a US dollar. And Hex.com on Ethereum are great. So Hex being Hex.com, great. He's talking about Hex there. On Ethereum are great things to sacrifice. If you don't see the chain you want to sacrifice from here, it's very likely you won't be able to. Consider switching to something you can sacrifice if you like. The final list isn't finalized as such. So there might be 1 or 2 other extras there. And there we are, and here's one from 4 hours ago too. Yes, there's a bunch of ERC20s that will be okay, like US dollar T, wrap Bitcoin, Bitcoin, which is pretty good for Axion dividend holders. Wrap Bitcoin, they're a nice uni as well. As I said, this list isn't yet complete. It's just important for you to know which chains are very likely aren't. Also remembering Sens.org doesn't take Hex and only takes things listed on Coinbase, so you can see that there too. And then he's got OK, and he's got all his list of different tokens that will be up for grabs. And then even a bigger list here. You can see the bigger list. Let's check it out. So you can see the flurry of information. So it's a lot to take in. So hopefully you've got quite a few of the key outtakes. Earlier pays better, and is basically going to be, and bigger pays better in terms of getting more pulse coins. And that scaling feature as well, if it's below ETH, is just super exciting to get scale up there. Remember, the vast majority of Pulse is going to be in the sacrifice. The freemium is going to be 1-to-1 for ETH, so it's not a lot compared to what you're going to get through this way. So awesome stuff in the Sacrifice. Once again, it's optional to go into Sacrifice. Once you give your tokens away, they're gone forever, and you're going to obviously get back Pulse afterwards via the point system. So that's the way it's going to roll, and it's obviously looking exciting. So hopefully that was a good coverage, and I don't see any comments there, so looks like that was good. Yeah, hopefully that's helped you out there. Don't forget the link to Richard's Twitter is in the video description if you want to go check these out in more detail yourself. But I thought I had to bring these to your attention. So awesome stuff. Yeah, I think we're 21 minutes in, so it looks like a quick cover. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let us know in the chat or leave some comments afterwards if you've got any further questions. And I will catch you tomorrow, because I think I could easily wake up tomorrow and the Pulsechain is a very, 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 very good chance it could launch by then. So thanks very much for everybody for coming. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Hit the bell for further notifications, and happy sacrificing. Let's have a look here. Alex says there will be a lot of strategy discussions, but not tonight. Says Alex, absolutely agree with that. And about best ways to sacrifice, yeah. So we'll probably talk about that tomorrow. Go into strategy sacrifice strategies as well. So we'll just wait and see what comes up, because I'm sure when I wake up, there's going to be more tweets, right? So awesome stuff. Malcolm says, good night, buddy. Hey, Malcolm, good night to you. And Hiller Tech, you are awesome. Hey, much appreciate that. Very heartfelt stuff there. Very cool. It's going to be exciting tomorrow, man. I bet you it's going to be exciting. It's going to be really good stuff. So thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks, Alex, again for moderating, and to obviously the Axiom Token members, Malcolm, and I think we also had Cosmos, Gemini in there. Welcome, and thank you very much for your support. And to everybody else, subscribe, like, and share, and hit the bell. Fun times, yay! Can you sacrifice any ERC20 tokens, says Kenny, just quietly? Yes, you can. There'll probably be a couple that you won't be able to sacrifice. That's all I will say, and you'll know that possibly Axion and Wise is what we're thinking, but we'll see, and a couple others we'll find out. Wrap Bitcoin, Alex says Wrap Bitcoin it does for sacrifice. Is cool. It is. So Axion holders get 4 times a week, they get Wrap Bitcoin dividends. So if you haven't got Axion and staked, you won't be getting that, but if you have got Axion and staked, you get Wrap Bitcoin dividends 4 times a week, which is pretty awesome. So they're going to be eligible for this. They're going to love it. Axion holders going to love that for sure. All right, Kenny Lai says, thank you very much. Awesome. Take care, everybody. See you tomorrow. I'm sure this is going to be a fun couple of weeks ahead of us for sure. Cheers. Take care.